It's been a while, boys and girls. It has been a minute for sure. This truck has not been started up one time in a few weeks now. If I'm being honest, I ran it, the last time I ran it was a good 3 weeks ago, I believe. We're gonna get it started up for the first time in 3 weeks. First gen never lets us down, but she's gonna be smoky, I can almost guarantee it. It's in the low 30s today. We've had some pretty chilly temps lately, and by tomorrow it's supposed to be a high of the mid-20s, and then a few days after that it's supposed to be a high in the teens. So we got to get the first gen. It's sad to see it go for the season. It's going to have to be put away in storage for a little while. What is up, loud and proud crowd? I hope you guys are doing absolutely fabulous today. Getting today's video started out a little bit late. I wanted to go spend time with the little brother, get him to do a little bit of small game hunting and stuff like that. It was his birthday last night, which explains why the video was up late. I had to do that, had to tend that. Priorities, you know, gotta have that stuff nailed down. But what we're gonna be doing today, as I kind of told you already in the beginning in the intro, we are saying goodbye to the first gen for this season. Cold, snowy, salt. I mean, it's just not ideal to have the truck just sitting out, which is what it's been doing recently. So what we're gonna do is we are going to really quick prep a spot next to the nasty red to set the truck back in here with that one for Dad today. He's saying how he wants to get this stuff kind of cleaned out to a degree so he can fit this truck right in next to it. And I just figured, you know what, he's got a lot on his plate. I'm gonna do it today and just get that done for him. So I'm gonna get rid of that big mower accessory there, which is for sucking up grass clippings and crap like that. Get this all just kind of broomed out, dusted out. I'm gonna get the first gen back in here. Now what we are gonna try to do is, I believe, probably park the tires up on something, whether it be, you know, cardboard or insulation, you know, whatever the case may be, tarp, whatever, to try to keep some of the moisture from the concrete up off of the, you know, the tires and stuff like that, to try to help out with that a little bit. And also maybe lay something completely down under the first gen to keep, you know, that moisture away from, you know, the frame and stuff like that while it sits here through the winter. I'm not saying we won't get the truck back out again, but I mean, to be honest, you guys haven't seen it for a little while now. And it's not going to be anything new, you know, just having it, you know, sitting back here in the barn. We just want to get it out of the elements, and that's our goal, and that's what we're going to do. So that's what we're going to do here. And also I wanted to kind of get a little bit of conversation in on the nasty red, kind of do a little bit of talking on that truck, because you guys are kind of like, oh, you know, you got the truck. That was going to be the next big thing, you know, about 2 months ago, you know, whatever. And then, you know, long story short, build just kind of came to a halt and you haven't done anything with it. I understand that. I do apologize. I will do my best to explain why the build is kind of on halt, kind of explain that to you guys, and hopefully you guys will understand that. But in the meantime, let's get the area cleaned out here so we can get the first gen in storage. We got the old 7.3. We got the new 5-speed dually. new as in I've had it almost a month now. So the newness is starting to fade off. Oh, by the way, you guys were killing it with the hate comments on this light bar in yesterday's video, man. I mean, wow, it was something else. I went from so happy about videos for the last like 3 weeks. Pretty much the number of hate comments and just trash talking was like down to literally like 1% of the comments were like that, and like 99% were all just good, clean. And yesterday's video, man, you guys, not everybody, of course, there's, I mean, the majority of you guys, I guess, were I mean, good as usual, but I went through and I deleted like 50 comments this morning, just straight up just trash talk, like, oh, LMP light bars, this is why I'm not watching the rest of this effing video, blah blah blah, you know, this is all you do is light bars, just so much just crap, like, oh, I'm not watching this effing video, the first thing I seen was a light bar in the thumbnail. Like, first off, let me just clear something up, and I know there's gonna be people in the comments, I'll call you out right now, don't pay attention to the comments, just do your thing, grind, whatever, I get it. But to an extent, guys, it's just a little bit like, why? And for the most part, these videos are not about the parts, they're not about the accessories, it's not even really about the trucks, it's just a piece of entertainment. And I go out of my way to make sure every single day. I was with my buddies for the last like 4 days, and he's like, man, you really do, like every single day, you make sure the first thing I jump up out of bed, the first thing I do is like, I've got to create a piece of content for people because they want to see a video today. So I'm going to make sure I get that done before all else, you know, and that's the first thing I do. And like the last couple of days, the videos have been a little bit shorter, you know, between 9 and 15 minutes. And I understand some people, you know, they weren't happy about that the videos were shorter, but since they were shorter, I tried to help make them as entertaining as possible with the edits and stuff like that. I tried to make it fun and cool, and that's really what it is. It's entertainment for you guys. Now, sometimes it'll help you guys out and it'll become informational and helpful, but for the most part, it's just entertainment. Bottom line, that's all it is. So it's not about the light bar yesterday. When I made the video, it wasn't about the light bar. We just tried to have a good time out in the barn with the guys, you know, my grandpa, my cousins, and just having a good time, just having fun, laughing. Just the light bar was really the smallest part of that video. It was just a good essence of the video. It was just a good vibe. It was just fun. It was just a good time. But in the comments, people are so hung up on the light bar. I was like, I mean, I get it. I did install light bar in the video, but I seriously had this thing sitting in my room for 2.5 months, not installing it, because I was like, as soon as I install this, here it comes. Everybody's gonna be ticked off because I pulled out a light bar, and I was like, I'm out of town. I'm really low on options. I'll just take it with me, and if I don't have a video option, I'll just throw it in, you know, for content. And I knew that was gonna happen. But anyways, all aside, for the most part, you guys are killing it in a positive manner. Wow, yesterday's video, you pull out a light bar and people will dog you like crazy. That aside, though, we did get the first gen put away in the barn for the season, so definitely happy about that. I don't know what I did, but I just accidentally put my video on some kind of setting on the camera, bumped the switch, and it actually records a lot nicer. No in and out of focus crap like it was doing. That's awesome, actually. But yeah, we got the old first gen parked away, got it backed up as far as I could go to the barn. Didn't hit anything going in and out of the barn. It was pretty easy, but we're gonna have to get some cardboard under there because it is definitely going to be an oil dripper. So this thing will probably drip about 1 quart of oil probably by the time spring comes back around, but we'll just get her changed out again in spring, get the fluids changed back out, and be ready to run her again. Okay guys, so I'm not entirely sure what I titled this video, whether it was saying, you know, basically like saying goodbye to the first gen for a while because we're storing it away and we're pretty much not going to be running it or anything for a little while, or whether it's going to have something to do with the Nasty Red and the reason why you haven't seen much content on it. But regardless, I'm going to touch on the Nasty Red situation. The truck, I understand there's been a lot of comments lately and a lot of messages, mostly more than anything, messaging me, why haven't you guys been building the Nasty Red? What happened to that truck? I subscribed when you guys picked that truck up. You know, like, what's the deal? Why aren't you building it? You know, what's the holdup? Like, people come to my channel for all different reasons, okay? Some people came a long time ago because we were doing a lot of first gen stuff. And when I say a lot of stuff, I mean like in terms of debadging and bed liners and, you know, turbo and all kinds of different stuff under the hood. And then lots of people came because they wanted to see the Nasty Red build. You know, we did a week's worth of videos on this truck, and we did another week's worth of videos, and then we pretty much kind of faded away. With my dually, there's a lot of people now that are subscribed for the dually. There's a lot of new people that have been coming in, and they're like, man, so glad I found this channel. That dually build, I can't wait to see it. A lot of people came from the 7.3. The biggest hit video on this channel is that truck. 300,000+ views in a couple months. So You know, there's a lot of different people here for a lot of different reasons, but I just wanted to fill in on this truck for the people who came for the Nasty Red and are wondering why, you know, we had big plans originally for it, and it just kind of like went to a complete halt, and it went from, oh, so excited, we're gonna do flatbed and this and this and this and this and this, and then it just kind of like, we just kind of like dropped it in a sense. And we didn't drop it as in we're not gonna do the build, because that's not what I'm getting at. We dropped it in a sense of like, we got to a point where like, okay, we kind of got to stop for a minute because it's going to get expensive for the things that we want to do next in terms of, you know, the bed that we want to put on it. You're looking at $2,000 just for the bed, and I don't know if they charge anything for install, but you're looking at $2,000 for the bed. You're looking at every bit of a few $1,000s for paint job and rust repair. You're looking on the doors and rockers, I'm saying. When it comes to under the hood, my dad's wanting to put, you know, compound turbos and this and that and the other, and there's just a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of money. Basically, the reason I've been pushing the four-wheeler for sale, by the way, this is for sale, is because recently my dad's been like, he's like, I've got a lot of trucks that need attention, that want attention, in a sense, and like, I want to pay for all the stuff to get done on these, you know, ASAP, but it's expensive stuff to do, you know, and you guys can understand that. If you guys have built even one truck, whether it be a gasser or a diesel, it doesn't matter, or even if it's a project Jeep, you know, or a project car, this stuff is not cheap. And when you're doing a diesel, a lot of that stuff tends to be a lot more expensive, you know, and luckily 12 valves are pretty cheap to modify, you know, to say the least, compared to some other stuff like the 6.7, which, by the way, people have been asking about that. It is scheduled to get deleted and tuned and stuff like that. So that's going to be a video coming up very, very shortly. But yeah, you know, the Nasty Red, to answer you guys' questions, we're waiting on this thing to sell. When you're just trying to watch for entertainment, it's easy to think, you know, like, oh, these people, you know, oh, they're just slacking. They said they were going to build this truck, and this truck's not built, it's not done. It can be easy to think that. I've thought that, I'm like, oh man, I've been working on this truck for 3 months, and what really has been done? Stuff's been getting done, you know, slowly but surely. But, you know, it's just one of those things to where it's expensive, and in a short amount of time, you can spend a lot of money. And I know some people are like, I've seen some comments, you know, in the past couple weeks, oh, I mean, I don't know why that truck's not built. I mean, you're obviously loaded if your dad has, you know, 3 old diesel trucks, and then he's got a daily driver that's, you know, a 2013. And I mean, guys, it's really, I'm not gonna explain anything to you guys, but all I can say is, you don't know how we ended up with these trucks. You don't know what all we paid for all these trucks. Some of you might know. Financial situations change. They can change rapidly. You got to be smart with finances and stuff like that. Come on, guys. You think we're loaded because we paid $5,000 for this, you know, the Nasty Red? I mean, be real. I mean, most people, if they can buy a $5,000 vehicle, if they're going to go buy a vehicle, you know what I'm saying? But it's the stuff that's expensive is the stuff in terms of accessorizing it, horsepower, all that crap. That's when it starts to get expensive, because it's not that hard to buy an old, you know, an old diesel truck. The hard part and the expensive part is building the old diesel truck. So that's just kind of the hold up with that. It's just kind of, you know, everything costs money. So that's just kind of the deal with that. And we are trying to, like I said a couple minutes ago, we're trying to push to sell this four-wheeler because my dad's wanting to sell this to put the money into that. So he's trying to get around $6,000 out of this thing. It's worth every penny of $6,000, you know what I'm saying? It's got 250 miles on it. It's four-wheel drive, EPS, all that stuff. I mean, we've got the aftermarket bumpers on it and all that jazz. And it's an Articat 1000 EFI. It's a 2014 model. We bought it brand new in 2015. And we pretty much rode it the first year, and since then, we have not had time to ride this thing. I mean, we've got trucks we're trying to work with, and we used to have, you know, a couple ATVs and a Ranger and stuff like that. But we just don't use them anymore, you know. So we're trying to get rid of the ATV stuff and put that money back into the trucks, because that's what we enjoy the most. That's what we want to put most of our time and energy and money and stuff into. So that's just kind of where we're at. But you know, as much as we love to do that, this stuff is expensive. Just kind of hope you guys can understand that. That's just kind of a hold up with that. And I kind of feel a little bit bad because, you know, people have been wanting to see content on that, but in the same sense, you know, you gotta do what you can when you can. But in the same sense, I mean, it's not cheap to do, you know. And I hope you guys can understand that. Hope you guys can relate. And yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of the gist of where we're at. There's the two trucks. Just kind of wanted to update you guys on that, fill you in, just kind of let you guys know what's going on with that and the reason why it's a little bit delayed. But My dad's been emailing some, people back and forth and trying to work some stuff out, and hopefully very soon we can get a move on with the Nasty Red and get some videos coming for you guys on that truck. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Keep it clean, be loving, be kind, stand out in a positive way. It's very easy, to be negative, to bring people down, to try to trash talk somebody else in the comments if maybe they just don't understand something, or maybe they, say something that could be misleading. But try to come across in a positive way. It's easy to stand out in a bad way. Stand out in a good way. Be the difference on the platform, your YouTube platform, just any platform, any area of your life, you know what I mean? So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, drop your comments down below. Subscribe if you have not yet done so, join the family. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Doing what I love, going day to day, but I know it takes time and I'm patiently waiting. Sometimes I contemplate, cause one day you feel so close and the next is out of sight. But I know I gotta hold on tight to go back to just going out every night. Like if I'm about to let it go now, I can live alright, live a normal life, doing 9 to 5. But I know I'm more than that. I gained this skill, wasn't born with that. At the end of the life, it's a memory.